Hi, I'm Matt with Hoboken Horology, and today I'd like to do a quick video on a cool, affordable bracelet for any modern watch that you'd like to put it on. Okay, so this is a Speedle elastic bracelet. This is going to be a shorter video, but I was going to do a longer video. I had the camera set up for everything to do an adjustment on this, and it actually fit me perfectly. This bracelet for this watch, I'd say this watch is a little thick for this bracelet. You know, sometimes when I'm moving my arm around it kind of moves a little bit in a way you might not want it to. But on a more vintage piece, this would be a perfect bracelet. My Seamaster 300 is kind of a vintage-inspired watch, so it actually, I think, looks very, very nice on this. Before I bought this watch, I actually had come across this bracelet on an Instagram account, and I knew I had to buy it. And I bought it with the watch. The bracelet, as you can see right here, is $15, $5 shipping, so it's roughly 20 bucks. I think I paid less for it when I bought it, though. I bought it a year and a half to 2 years ago. About a year and a half ago, I would say. And this is mine. It looks a little bit nicer in the picture. This is kind of a brushed feeling. The center feels like plastic. It's not a great feeling bracelet. I would say it's you know, very it's an interesting bracelet, to say the least. I think it looks cool because I think it looks very vintage on the watch. I've been wearing it for about a week now. It's been nice. It's actually been really cool because sometimes I'll take off my watch for work, and it's nice to have the elastic bracelet because you kind of just take it right off without thinking. You throw it down, and I think it's a cool looking bracelet. I think it's really cool. And there's no clasp on it, so it's got that going for it. It kind of reminds me of the Rolex Datejust bracelet, you know, how the clasp is hidden. I always like that about those bracelets. But this is a really cool bracelet, especially if you have the Seamaster 300. Now, how would it look on a Speedy? I don't know. I could put it on the Speedy. I think the Speedy looks cool with that's another thing I just want to throw out there is the straight lugs. When you put straight lugs on a watch instead of curved lugs and you have that space there, it definitely gives that vintage look. It gives that bracelet isn't right for the watch look. It's not machined for the watch. It definitely is a cool look for it. My lugs are 21 across widthwise. This goes to 22, 18 to 22. Now, if you put this bracelet on an 18 mil lug, it will look better than it will look on a 21 or 22 mil lug width. But the thing is that these are springed, so it could scratch the interior of the lugs. Doesn't matter. It could affect the integrity of the watch, but we're talking about a very cheap metal here, and this is a stainless steel watch. The steel on the watch is definitely much harder, and it's much stronger. Stronger is a better word than the metal that's used on this bracelet, on the stretchy bracelet. But if you're concerned about that, then I wouldn't use this bracelet. I've been wearing it for a week. I'm going to take it off today. I'll take a look at the interior of the lugs and see if there's a lot of scratches. If there is, I'll do an update video, or maybe this won't even be posted. But, you know, it's such a cheap bracelet. They make it in gold. I love seeing this, right? This is like other things that people have bought. I like the spring bar, the poly watch. It makes me think that people are like working on Speedmasters or something. This might look even better on my Speedmaster, on my Seamaster, because it's got some high polish areas that this bracelet might look a little bit better, actually. It would definitely look pretty nice on here. But, you know, for $10 each, this one's $10 free shipping. I could get it Tuesday if I want it. You know, for $15, for $10, $15, you really can't go wrong. If you hate it, put it in your collection of NATO straps or your watch box. You might buy a vintage watch. You might buy another watch that you could use this bracelet on. Even if you hate it, it's still worth having. It's still pretty cool. I didn't use this for the entire time I had this watch. I was afraid it would scratch the interior of the lugs. Now I'm kind of at a point where I'm just happy to try something new. And I was actually looking at different ones on Amazon, like, different ones for 10, $15 on Amazon. And I was like, I have one sitting in my box that I have not used, have not touched. And I was like, let me give it a shot. And, I was really excited about this. I really am. Now, it's an expensive watch. The Seamaster 300 isn't cheap. But this bracelet is very cheap. And the elastic's very good on it. It snaps right back into place. What I like about the idea of this bracelet, especially being so cheap, the $10 that it is that when when NASA engineers bought their Speedmasters, they didn't wear them on the bracelets that they came on. They went into their local watch shop, their local store, and they bought a replacement bracelet that was $4 to $6. Okay, they bought a like the JB Champion. I have a video on it. My first video, actually. They bought those bracelets, the NASA engineers, and they wore their Speedmasters on those $4 bracelets, $6 bracelets, and that's how they wore their Speedmaster. Now those bracelets are worth about $1,000 for a good one. So that's an incredible collectible. It's so funny. You would never think that a $4 bracelet from a local store would be worth $1,000, years later, 40 or 50 years later. But what interests me about these cheap $10 bracelets, not that I think they're going to be worth $1,000 in 50 years, but that this is what's modern. This is what you would go into a Walmart and you buy one of these bracelets. So you buy maybe a Rolex sub or an old Datejust. It would be cool on an old Datejust, actually, that doesn't have a bracelet. You just buy the watch head and you have the case and you buy one of these bracelets and you throw it on there. It's a cool idea. It's what the NASA engineers did. They like the secondhand bracelet more than the Speedmaster official bracelet. And I like the idea of that. I like the idea of you're modding it, but with an everyday piece. You're not going out. You're not buying something specifically custom. You're not buying a NATO strap. You're going to the local store. You're ordering something that's so cheap, and you're just throwing your watch on it. And I think it's a cool idea. And for what it does, I think it's really well made. Kind of curious to take one of the links out just to get a really good look at the interior of the bracelet, but I'm not going to compromise it that way. And it feels cheap. It is cheap, but for $10 you get a cool bracelet, and it's held up well. I've only worn it for a week, but I gotta say, if I buy another watch that I think this bracelet would look good on, especially a vintage watch, a vintage diver maybe, I might throw this bracelet on and see how I feel about it. If I buy an old sub maybe that doesn't have a bracelet, which is really hard to do because when you buy an old sub, a vintage sub, you really should buy it with the bracelet. Some collectors, it doesn't matter. It doesn't take that much money off. For someone like me, it does. I really want the original bracelet with the watch. It's almost unexcusable. Like it had to have gone through such damage or a link to have gone bad or something for it to really not be with its watch. That being said, buying an old sub and putting this bracelet on it would be pretty cool. So I want to make a quick video about this. I think that it's useful. I think I saw this watch with this bracelet. I have some B-roll of this. I think I've probably already put in the video. I think it's a cool bracelet, especially for a vintage-inspired watch. Vintage-inspired watches are very popular right now. But yeah, take a look around. Go on Amazon. Look at this is the official Speetle ones. It says Speetle on every single link. It says Speetle. Right here on the end link, it says stainless steel. Every single one of these inner links, it says Speetle twice on them. So every single one of these inner links says Speedle 2 times. So it's really cool. It's just like you see it just all over the bracelet. So check them out, pick one up, see what you think. I'm Matt with Hoboken Horology. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and maybe I hopefully help inspire to maybe try something new with your watch and try something, maybe a new bracelet. It's a pretty cheap investment. It's only about $10.